Hello and welcome back to Lone Wolf. Does it feel to anybody else like we're getting near-ish to the end of this game? I'm not saying for certain we are, but it feels like we're starting to get close. Because I know there are only 4 acts. Whew. Alright. Didn't we get... Could have sworn we were in that segment when we got attacked. Second we got pushed back there. Oh well. Right. Let's write our story from here. Upon emerging onto the 3rd floor, you find yourself standing in a vast chamber. The air here hangs heavy with the cloying stench of corruption and decay. The taint of undeath fills this hall, like a vile and translucent incense that wafts through the gloomy half-light and distorts all detail. Its dark walls are emblazoned with crimson banners bearing strange and unsettling sigils. Every flag is different to the next, and they each have a specific significance. You recognize them as Vordak sigils, and a sudden chill runs the length of your spine. The 3rd floor could be where the undead sorcerers of the tower are stationed. Here, Abysmal itself may have planned its raid in the temple. You have already faced many of its undead brethren, including the ones that were guarding the Summer Sword, but you cannot be sure about the remaining numbers. As ghastly as this hall may be, you have little time with which to examine its depths and seek an exit. Through a door in the far wall, a robed figure with glowing eyes and gaunt hands emerges to confront you. Your pulse quickens, for there is nowhere for you to run and hide from the psychic senses that this sorceress fiend possesses, especially here in its personal domain within the fortress. You steel yourself for the deadly combat that is about to commence. Well, we've got a swanky new sword. We've got the we've got the Summer Sword back. Oh, you are ugly. I mean, you are really, really ugly. What the hell is that attack? That's mana draining, is it? Interesting. Ah, damn it. Oh great, now I'm frozen. And now it's summoning allies. Well, this could have started better. How do I, serious question, how do I get out of this? Or do I just have to let them wail on me? That's not doing anything. Well, that kind of sucked. I'm dead. Okay, if I hadn't got nobbled by that first attack, I would have been okay, but that could have gone better. It's starting to get a little uncomfortable. This has been quite a long recording session, because ideally I need to get this game finished today. Are you going to hit me with that attack again? Yep. Okay, so... Hammer's a button, hammer's a button. Nice try, matey. He's still bringing in those allies. That's fine. That's what the sword is for. Thank goodness it deals holy fire damage, or I'd be stuck. Okay, badly wounded the dogs. So it makes sense to take them out quickly before they become a major threat. Okay, that one is dead. Go. That one is dead, but for the burning. So there's no point wasting... There we go. Sweet. No point wasting time and energy killing something that was about to die of its own accord anyway. Okay, that one is stunned, and and it's going to take a whole bucket load of damage soon. Unfortunately, not enough of a bucket load, so let's kill it quickly. Damn it! Boy, little. Pity I couldn't call them my animal friends. About to just hit it with a bunch of crossbow bolts. God, the health regeneration spell is insanely powerful. Get the hell off of me. I mean, even through the burning, it's still regaining health really quickly. Yeah, let's cast a health regeneration potion of our own. Okay, this should kill it. And that's a whole bunch of mana back, which is good because I can use that to call in some assistance. Start. Let's hit this thing with some psychic attacks. Didn't manage to stun him, but did certainly hurt him. Get the wolf in here. Go for the throat. Seem to have a really good chance of causing bleed damage, but unfortunately it's immune. More's the pity. Turtle up. Good. Thank you. Because I'm assuming they can't attack the wolf. Or at least they've never tried to yet, so I'm making an assumption that they can't. Which makes sense, given that the wolf kind of needs to be there for story reasons. You know, so if it gets killed or injured in combat, that would mess with that aspect of the story. At this rate, I might actually get to use the summer sword twice in a fight. That'd be weird. It is hurt bad. I'm running out of standard crossbow bolts. Got a decent number of poison ones, but they don't do jack against these things. Damn it. Health potion. Shield strike. Damn it. Slightly too early there. But the wolf gets the kill. Nice. Nicely done, my friend. Whew. Oak really interesting. Although victorious, you are left bloodied and drained. The Vordak residue is now searing the floor of the chamber behind you, its heart gem burning angrily as their visceral ooze eats through the cracks in the cold stone floor. As unstable as this tower already is, the damage that this acidic residue is doing to the supporting beams of the floor is sure to make matters much worse. It is time to move on, and swiftly. You exit the chamber and pass by a seemingly endless line of cells that were used by the Vordaks. They are barely big enough for the chairs, sturdy desks and tall bookcases that were crammed inside each one. Whatever foul tomes you might find in these cells, you are determined not to touch them. During your search for the stairs to the next level, you come across an open Vordak cell with a closed door You come upon a Vordak cell with a closed door, and something you've not yet encountered on this floor. A dead Dracarine soldier. When you approach the closed door and the corpse lying close by, a familiar sounding hum and a gentle vibration captures your attention. Your shanty cube is glowing. It's reacted to something in near proximity. Whatever it is that lies behind the closed door is causing this reaction. It must be significant, for the Drakkar appears to have given up his life while attempting to enter the cell. You are mindful that there could still be more enemies occupying this level, yet your cube has been an infallible guide so far, and you sense that the secret of the shanty lies beyond the door, and you have a burning need to know exactly what it is. Sixth sense to approach one to understand what has happened. Hasn't let me down yet. As you get closer to the dead Drakkar, your psychic senses flash a warning through your mind. You begin to choke, and a terrible burning sensation bites at the back of your throat, and you feel that you're starting to suffocate. This rising sense of panic passes swiftly. When you realise that you are not dying, you're experiencing what the dead Drakkar felt in the last moments before he expired. You have dealt with poisons enough to know what it feels like to succumb to them. Checking to be sure, you find a clear, oily substance smeared on the lock plate and soaked into the fingertips of the dead Drakkar's right hand. Trying to open the lock without first dealing with this toxin would have ended your mission abruptly. Using a scrap torn from the Drakkar's ragged tabard, you spit it in the cloth and wipe the lock as clean as you can. You may not have removed every last trace, but you have cleared it enough to be sure that it's now safe to proceed. Okay, let's pick it. Whew. Getting careless. Nope. Son of a bitch. Nope. Dang it. Okay, that got a bit further. Break again. Yep. So slightly to the left of. There we go. I keep breaking picks at the moment. I don't know if they've gotten harder, if I've just gotten, stupider. The door swings open to reveal a small cell that isn't like the others you've found on this floor. The only difference here is that a glowing, rune-embellished shanty shrine that sits on one wall. This ancient, ornate, portable shrine has one notable feature you've seen often enough to recognise instantly. The reliquary shrine has a shanty lock embedded in its carved stone surface, similar to the kind you have opened before with your enchanted cube. Releasing this lock will not be an easy task, but at least you know that it can be done. This room must have belonged to a very powerful Vordak sorcerer indeed, if it was able to claim this shanty artifact for itself. Anything valuable enough to tempt a Vordak to challenge Abysmal's authority, sure to be something he must deny to the Dark Lords. The shrine is portable, but it's far too big and heavy to carry with ease. You will need to solve its lock puzzle and open its hidden compartment, and take whatever you find inside as far away as possible. Oh, blooming heck. So if we slide that out there. No. Oh, forget it. Okay. Gotcha. Yes, that is another room. Unavailable out of area phone call. I apologise, I get a lot of those sort of calls. Was it, wasn't it? Dang it. What was it again? Okay. Okay. Nope. There we go. Got a little unstable there, and I had to use quite a lot of mana to get that done, but... The last few turns of the cube fall into place and the lock unfolds before you. Stepping back in case the compartment should contain another trap, you hold your breath and wait for it to complete its opening sequence. The first thing you realise is that the shrine does not harbour any priceless treasures or powerful magical artifacts. All you find is a small notebook written in the ugly script of the Black Tongue. Just as the words of this foul language are painful to the ear when spoken aloud, they are equally painful to the eyes when read. Even so, you need answers, and this book is valuable enough that its Vordak owner protected it with a poisoned lock and ancient shanty sorcery. Taking great care not to touch it with your bare hands, you extract the tome from the shrine. Several pages of the book are filled with diagrams and notations too small for you to make out easily. The images are mostly of mechanisms and gears, the kinds of sketches you have seen before. These have been rendered with an imprecise hand, likely the work of someone or something that was hurriedly copying someone else's diagrams. Only one section near the end of the book contains any readable text, and you scan the words with trepidation. Things have been proceeding much faster now that we have the female human aiding our efforts. Examining the device was a slow and costly process, but her explanations have greatly reduced the numbers of slaves we have lost to experimentation. Not good. You could hardly believe your eyes, but even as you read the passage again from the start, its meaning does not change. You had hoped to find Leandra still alive. If what you read is true, it seems she may now be in league with the enemy. Is she working for them willingly, or has she been forced to cooperate against her will? Neither of these options is favourable. No other explanations spring readily to mind. You lift your eyes from the page and stare dejectedly at the far wall. However, the pressing need to know the answer to your questions prompts you to read on. The mechanism we captured has provided us with great insight into how the accursed Shanti channel their power, and how that power can be married with mechanical invention. The human has a gift, one she thinks makes her superior to us. I detest her arrogance, but I must admit that her work has greatly increased the work of the prize we shall offer to Lord Harkin. It channels great power, and it may become a magnificent conduit for energies devoid of limitation. Though I would relish the chance to slaughter the girl myself, the Drakkar stays my hand. Gunzar has decreed that the fate of the human must be determined by Lord Harkin and no other. His greatness will surely take her and her device to the Helgadad, and give free rein to his Nazgûl to experiment on both. It is pleasing to envisage her suffering at their hands. The blood runs cold. Whether she has been complicit or not, they mean to take Leandra away, to the very heart of the Darklands. Gunzar has commanded me to chronicle all of our work, and to include the girl's written insights along with diagrams of what we have constructed thus far. But I know his real purpose. He wants these things to further his own ambitions. He seeks to offer his greatness what we have accomplished and claim it to be his, thus robbing me of all my due recognition and reward. I will not allow this to pass. I shall conceal this notebook, where neither the warlord nor his feeble-brained servants can reach it. And when Lord Hakon arrives in Vordak, I will present to him myself, and Gunzar will be made to kneel and cower before me. I shall not be denied my glory. You close the book and tuck it away for safekeeping. Your head reels with unanswered questions. What kind of abominable machine has the prototype now become? And how long will it be before the Dark Lord Hakon arrives in Vordak? And where is Leandra? Perhaps most the pressing question of all, has Leandra willingly joined the enemy and become a traitor to the Solomon? I think I need a potion or possibly some food. Okay, that gets me into pretty reasonable stakes, I suppose. Could always meditate, but knowing my luck, I'll get attacked. God, how far up this bloody tower do we have to go? Drakkarim quarters. Ah, good. Okay, story event, that's fine. You are barely 10 paces out of the Vordak cell when a menacing voice is heard in the hallway ahead. The geek language it speaks is rough and heavily accented with the unmistakable tone of a Drakkar. Damn you to the lake of blood, soldier! Gunzar wants that fool's notes. What is taking you so long? The Drakkar who spoke those words comes around the corner at a run and nearly collides with you. He's startled by the surprise encounter, but he recovers in an instant. You draw your weapon, hoping the prospect of fighting you alone will shatter the soldier's nerves. Unfortunately, the remainder of his patrol appears directly behind him. Several black iron blades clear their scabbards, and you are plunged into a sudden and bitter combat. Bugger. Yep. Okay. At least they didn't set me on fire. Do you want to talk a second about getting set on fire? Well, I can talk about getting set on fire. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. So I need to kill him first, because otherwise he'll summon more reinforcements. Annoying little... pain in the arse. Let's get a bleed on him. Right, quick strike and he's dead. Damn it, I was hoping to actually stab him with the sword to recover lots of mana. What I can do with throwing out a healing spell. So the mana situation could certainly be a lot better. Oh, come on! I think the forces of evil care enough about their minions to hand out this many health potions. I mean, the high-ranking ones, sure, but the rank-and-file goons? Smiter, tainted bolts, ooh, some pie. Stepping over the bodies of your fallen foes, you spare the dying Drakkarim further consideration. Your mind is elsewhere, preoccupied still by the shocking news of Leandra, and what she may have done here in Vordak. You knew she was headstrong, driven by her constant need to invent, but could her hubris really have pushed her to side with the forces of Helgadad? You resolve not to rush to judgment. You have only the written word of a scheming Vordak to show her intentions and motivations. The only one who can determine Leandra's guilt or innocence is Leandra herself. You need to find her. Your need to find her is more pressing than ever. You must find and free her as soon as possible, and with steely determination, press on without further delay. The stairs to this part of Vordak have been kept impeccably clean, and a barricade of black iron has been fixed in place to secure the area from intruders. If an alarm has been raised to warn of its denizens of your escape, this barrier will prove to be a difficult obstacle to overcome. As it is, the troops who normally guard this Helgadok, the Black Shield, are most likely the ones you defeated in the corridor that led away from the Vordak cell on the floor below. With the Helgadok seemingly abandoned by its guards, you slip with ease around the metal plate barrier and ascend to the 4th level of Vordak above. Following your encounter, you suspect that this level may be occupied by many Drakkarim. The heavy furnishings, weapons racks, and lingering smell of furs and leather armour serve to confirm your suspicions. This floor of the Dark Tower has been allocated for the use of the Drakkarim elite, its officers, and the best of its troops. Fortunately, the guard posts located near the first few rooms you come across have been abandoned, and you discover why this is so when you hear the mumbling of low voices echoing somewhere in the distance. Cautiously, you advance towards a large hall, where you see more than a dozen armoured men, their faces hidden with skull-like helmets of black iron. They gathered together to listen to the words of their fully armoured commander, who was addressing them from a platform constructed of crates that had been set against the wall. The commanding officer pounds his fist on the wall as he speaks, his booming voice filled with anger and frustration. Too many patrols have gone missing. The halls of the lower tower have been silent for too long. This can only mean one thing. The assembled Drakkarim murmur uneasily amongst themselves. Your name is spoken with dread several times before their commander silences their field-filled chattering. He has escaped. He is on the loose and he is picking us off a few at a time. The promises of the Vordaks are proven to be empty and worthless. Their magic has not suppressed him, and now he is running rampant through our fortress. The gathering grumbles with bitter discontent. We must stop him before he goes any further. This floor is where we shall meet his doom. Gather the others. We must put an end to this Kai whelp once and for all. Lone Wolf must die. Several of the Dracarim draw their weapons and cheer loudly, roused by their commander's chilling words. Their battle fervour spreads like wildfire, till the whole chamber is howling for your blood with swords and axes raised high. Until I can lay the Kai's corpse at our master's feet, the commander shouts above their raucous battle cries. Everything we have seized from Rockstar, all of our trophies of conquest, shall remain securely under lock and key. His words serve to sober the bloodlust that is sweeping the chamber. Clearly they will not share in the spoils of Rockstar until you have been overcome. You will not receive your share of the loot on the floors of Vordak run red with his summer-lending blood. The chamber is filled with an angry Dracarim, and all of whom want to see you dead more than ever before. They pose a daunting threat, but they are not beyond all possibility of being defeated. In the cramped corridors of the fortress, the heavy armour surely impedes movement. Will you face them here, or will you try to evade them in the hopes of escaping from this level before they realise that you are here among them? The time has come for you to decide. At this point, it's better to take him out and not worry about getting attacked from the rear later. Once the soldiers leave this chamber, they will have an advantage over you. They are gathered into a formidable combat unit, and if you are spotted, you will be made to fight every last one of them on their terms. Better to attack and slay them here rather than have to worry about them following closely on your heels from this point onwards. Okay, let's taunt this idiot. You know the Dracarim and how they operate. Although they have no code of honour that you recognise, these servants of Nar do possess a kind of warrior's pride. This knowledge may help you to survive the battle and continue your mission. Patiently, you wait until the commander's foul speech reaches its crescendo and his clarion calls echo into the malevolent silence, and then you step from the shadows. Only a simpering Sal would call upon so many to fight his battle for him. You shout your defiant insults in Geek, and everyone understands you despite your strong summer-lending accent. The Dracarim officer fumes with rage, and an explosive reaction soon follows. The gathered Dracarim are stunned by your sudden appearance. As their leader stammers with shocked surprise, you seize upon the initiative and launch a blistering attack on his incredulous troops. Your immediate foes are ill-prepared to counter your attack, and they fall victim to your merciless blows. Those who find themselves farthest from you are galvanized into action, and quickly move to counter your devastating attack. Even so, you have gained the initiative and press home your combat advantage. This battle will be hard fought, but at least you can conduct it on your own terms. Right, before we go into this fight, I think that's a reasonable point to end this video, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.